Hey, Jonathan here at TopSaw, all things wood from tree work to woodwork. This is a follow-up video on the last Madrone wood milling video, and I just want to show you some more clips of this spectacular wood and how it's coming out and out of the planer and what we're doing with it. All right, here's one of the logs right here. Got it up on end. It's probably 38 wide. To kind of have it propped up on our LT15 wood miser. Okay, while Sammy's getting that all set up, gassing up, why don't we go in the shop and take a look at what some of the other students are doing. So here's a student, broken arm, probably from his bike, but this is gonna be a beautiful cutting board with a motorcycle sprocket inlaid into it. So what he's doing on the CNC router right now is cutting in a pocket the shape of a drive sprocket on a motorcycle, and then he's going to drop that little sprocket into that wooden pocket and then fill it with resin. So there it is, sentimental part for him, and here he is filling it in with resin, just so he's able to keep that memento in a cutting board. That resin will harden up and then he'll sand it flush and then clean it all up, and every time he's cooking vegetables he'll be able to see that worn out old sprocket in the cutting board. Super cool project, really very impressed by this cutting board. I'm actually always really impressed by kids today. They do such incredible work when they're enthused and excited. That's a glue lamp. All the boards are glued together, all kind of cured. Some of it is our own milled lumber, but a lot of it is store-bought lumber. Here's another cool cutting board a student's doing. That was black walnut and maple. Come over here. These are some wooden pendants a student's making and mixing up resin. Here's another cutting board called, we call this one Ripple. It's like a ripple of water, pebble dropped in the water, and then the ripples going out that are inlays. That one's filled with resin. Here's another cool one. This is actually a pocket cut and a second cutting board and dropped in. All right, we'll back out to the mill. Here's Sammy milling out this log up on edge. Doing a nice job here. Very thorough, very meticulous, nice slow cut. You can see all that airborne dust because the log's so dry. Just finishing the cut off here. This Madrone was brought over by Tree Safe, tree service, who I'm friends with. He's an old student of mine. You can see how beautiful this Madrone wood is. Cutting down another board. Just gonna get a straight edge on here. It's nice to get one straight edge, and then we're gonna flop the thing down and then push that straight edge up against the stops and then get some slabs out of this Madrone log. So here it is, knocked over flat. That straight edge is on the right side of the screen, and now trying to get a flat cut across the top there, and it's turning out to be really beautiful lumber. All right, let's see what we got. Just when it can't get any more beautiful, it does. Oh my goodness, huh? Whoops, got some shade on that. Look at that. That is absolutely spectacular. Look at that. That is spectacular. Okay, we'll go in 5X mode here of my camera clipped to the top of the fence. So that's the bottom slab, getting a straight edge on the opposite side, flipping it up, and then we're trying to get it to about 25, which is the width of my Laguna planer. So we're just going to take off a little block here at 25, so it'll be surfaced on, really band milled cut on 4 sides, and then we'll be able to plane it from there. So new student on the mill there. Geared up with safety gear, figuring out feed rates, doing a nice job cutting through. Now that we're at 25 and straight edges, we're going to flop it back down and cut a few more slabs out of that remaining block. That edge is a little bit punky. A little bit of rot on that edge. We're not losing that much. All right, now looking at it, trying to figure out how many more slabs we'll be able to get out of that. Perfect coffee table or table. Nice that it's surfaced on all four sides. I think that's 4.5, and Sammy's splitting it down the middle, 2 1/4 minus the curve of the blade. Doing a beautiful job on it. Dusting it off, keep all the dust and bugs out of it as much as we can. Another student, this is actually during lunchtime, so brought it into the shop and are planing it down, taking off about 50 thou on a pass. A couple other students during lunch want to come in and see what's going on, so they're helping out. You can just start to see the figure there on these multiple passes through the planer. And then now I'm back outside loading another log up during lunch. This is my Vernier CTX 50 with a log grapple on it. Really nice tool. I could just grab that log, drive over the edge, the end of the mill, and then just kind of put the log right on the mill as long as it's small enough. So we're trying to figure out exactly what's going to be the best line mill in this, like where the prettiest figure in this wood is going to be. Still lunchtime, so that was the maintenance guy coming over, taking a look what's going on. And it's looking pretty good. I think we're going to actually roll it so that we go parallel to the longest cut across that figured grain where the fork is. So just trying to roll it and move it around and keep it flat, trying to figure out where the prettiest wood will be. All right, starting to mill out this new log here, just trying to get a nice flat top on it. It does look like it's going to have some beautiful figure and grain patterns through the crotch of that fork. I think this is 5 times speed here, which is always nice because it really looks like you're getting a lot of work done. You could tell as well that there's a lot of dust because the tree's so dry. So I don't know how this wood's going to turn out because so much of it was dead standing. So milling out these slabs, I think these are probably 1 3/4, or they call them 7/4. And then they plane down to about 1.5, 1 1/4. Really pretty figure in this wood. I do know that Madrone is relatively unstable, meaning that it's going to check and warp quite a bit. We did paint the end grain. That'll help let the moisture escape more slowly, decreasing the amount of checking or cracking and twisting in the wood. I'm hoping it'll, if it gets stacked nicely and dried well in a good flat stack, it'll work out well. It's coming out awfully pretty too. Pretty dry in there. A lot of figure. I think this crotch is going to roll into a lot of figure. Really gorgeous. Okay, here I am in the shop. I don't know, where are we, about March 17th or so. School's closed down because of the coronavirus. No students here. I'm trying to do the best I can teaching online. Hard to teach shop online. What I'm doing with my students is having them learn SketchUp. So I'm putting videos on how to learn SketchUp, and we're doing exercises in SketchUp. Really very, very sad. It's really not fun to be in the shop without the students. I guess I forgot how much I love working with the kids. It's just not the same thing without them here. That Madrone came out really nicely, and big plans for it as soon as the students come back, which I guess nobody really knows when that's going to be. No one knows what's going on. I do think I'm going to probably watch that video of all the kids' projects, the early part of this video, and just smile and chuckle how much fun it is to work in the shop with all those students. It's rough. Okay, so I don't know how TopSaw videos will go, how this coronavirus will go. We had a giant snow load over the last week or so. I think about 10 feet of snow came down up at the summit. Unfortunately, all the ski resorts are closed, so there won't be any skiing. But all of our trees had budded out, so there's just a start of new leaves, spring growth, and then we got all that snow, so there's a ton of tree breaks. I gotta go up the hill right now and clean up an emergency tree job, and so I'll probably do a lot more videos on tree work, especially with the heavy snow loads and all the tree failures. I sure am missing my job right now, though. I don't know if there's anything better than teaching woodshop. Man, I miss these kids a lot. I miss my job. So, Jonathan at TopSaw signing out. If you like these videos, hit like and subscribe.